skeeters were bad where we were.
Hey everybody, the skeeters have hatched and the snow is finally starting to melt. It's been a busy, chilly spring up here in Alaska. We've been making progress on the house, doing spring cleanup around the yard, cutting firewood for next winter, and we finally got the 6x out for a couple good rides. We hope you enjoy the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.
Well, in the last video, we got all the rock hung on this wall. We got that flashing in there. Got all the lights and stuff cut out. And we got all that rock done up there. The plan in the last video was to get the mud and taper in here and get all this mud taped and painted. But it didn't make sense. We went a little bit farther into, it took a little longer to get to this point, and now I have a week off. So I have this whole week off. My plan is to work on all the electrical and furring. So we're gonna fur all the walls out here in the next day or two and start mounting our outlet boxes. And the reason why we're furring the walls out is we will be putting 1.5 inch foam in here for a thermal break so that there's something between us and that 2x4 or 2x8. So that way we don't have any cold transfer through the lumber. So it's going to be a busy week. We're going to try to get as much done as possible so that we can get on the river here soon. Right. Well, we're getting ready to do a job I've been not wanting to do since we built this place. But we got to get these up through that log.
Well, it's been pretty decent out lately, and some rain coming, and a lot of the snow is melting back. Taking the dogs on their morning walk. Show you guys what 2 weeks later looks like. All the snow melting off. These puddles aren't frozen in the morning anymore. They stay open. So it's not getting below freezing at night. And all this snow is gone. Yeah, the pond is starting to break up too, or the little gravel pit. You can hear the birds talking.
Well, you can see a lot of the snow is disappearing, but it's still not getting that warm out. It's, you know, it's in the mid 30s this morning. We're a week into May here, but it's been warm enough to get rid of some of the snow. It's just not super sunny out this week, so I'm gonna bring you guys in here and show you what I've been working on. It's been I'm a few days into my week off here. Seems like I haven't got a lot done, but I'll show you guys what we've been working on. I've been working on all the black pipe. There was it's a lot of work, working around these logs and the timbers and not wanting to drill through like these posts that I've got everywhere. So I did a lot of extra plumbing before we poured concrete. You know, I stubbed up extra stuff in extra places, not really sure what we were going to be using. Like you can see that guy I didn't use, but we got this thing plumbed for the most part. All the black pipe is done. We added a washer room here. The washer dryer was going to stay in the shop, but we decided to bring it in here, so I didn't have plumbing. So I had to figure that out. What we ended up doing here is I'm furring the whole house out 1.5 inches. Well, in this section, we furred it out 3 inches so we can hide the pipe. This is all the plumbing for the bathroom upstairs. That was hard to make work, but we got it. We ended up going to a spare one that I put in the corner over here, which luckily I did that. Then I was able to get down. I wouldn't have been able to get down over here to where the toilet was gonna go. The toilet was supposed to go right here, but we changed our minds knowing that I could go that way. I would have had to drill a big 3.5-inch hole through my post here, which wouldn't have been good. We're gonna head to town and pick up. The plan for the day is to get all the water lines ran. Once I got the water lines ran, then I'm done with the plumbing for now, and I can hammer the electrical out. The electrical will be easy compared to the plumbing. I'm a lot better at electrical than I am plumbing. So I'll bring you upstairs, show you what we got going on for the plumbing up there. Okay, up here, Owen started furring out some of the walls. Miranda put the permachink oil sealer on the logs up here. I got all the plumbing done in here for the vanity. Then we've got, this is where the shower is gonna be over here. So this is gonna be a big walk-in shower, and then we got the hot tub over there. So I got all the plumbing tied in for that. Yeah, here's that coming from downstairs, the vent for the toilet. But I'm glad that's done. I don't ever want to be a plumber. That took me a lot longer than it should have. We also got the fart fan in here. That took a long time too, because of the log. You couldn't just poke it straight out the wall. If I would have poked straight out the wall, I'll take you out here and show you what we were up against. If I would have just poked straight out the wall, it would have come out right there, which would have been underneath this covered area, which it would have just been pumping moisture down below all the time. So what I had to do is I went up into that exterior wall, up, and then I had to go over. So I had to cut into the blow-in fiberglass to get it to where I wanted it, which is perfectly in line with the one above. I could have put it over here, but it should have been a lot easier, but I wanted it in line. And I also went a couple feet up the wall so that it was above the snow line. So today, Owen and we are finishing up the framing. We're going to frame up this wall here for this shower. We've got some framing to do in some places. We're going to start running some water lines and getting everything where it needs to be. So we only got a couple more days before I got to go back to work trying to get this house ready for the sheetrockers. Well, that's what the wall looks like, and I'm not liking that right there. That'll drive me insane. I was hoping it wouldn't be so noticeable, but I mean, you can see it's definitely not gonna work. So this log was cut a little different than I cut this log, so I thought I'd just transition with a little slight angle, but that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to make a little notch in here so that this wall can just notch up into that tree or into that log. It'll look a lot better. So I'm gonna have to fire the little electric chainsaw up and get the chisel out here and sander and do a little bit more log work. Okay, well, we got her done. That looks way better than it did earlier. I didn't think it would have looked so bad just tapering down to this log, but that was not gonna work. So I ended up firing up. I used the electric saw, cut a little notch in there, got her all sanded down. Finished framing this thing in. What we got going on right here, Miranda came up with a good idea of maybe doing a piece of stained glass in there. So, and we're gonna have a glass door down here, but probably end up either learn how to do stained glass, or we had the guy that hauled these trees for me. cut these trees down for the ridge, for the purlins. His girlfriend does stained glass. She said she wanted to do something for us. So if you're watching this video, get with me. I'll give you the dimensions. So it's nice out. You can see it's nice out there. I got to take a little break. It's about 9 o'clock at night. Owen just got done servicing both 6x, and the dogs want to go for a ride.
Are you gonna go for a ride? No.
Come on, little girl.
I'm gonna have to go get her collar.
Okay, well, it is Saturday, the day before Mother's Day. Owen and I are out here. We are actually going to start running water lines. So we're going to keep everything 3/4 inch. This is, my boiler room is right on the back side of here. So that's where the water supply is going to come from. We already ran some of our lines under the concrete. Like I got 2-inch shoved, or a 3/4 inch supply for the hot and cold water in the bathroom there. And then we pulled 2 over here for the kitchen. So today what we're going to be working on is tying all this together. Owen's going to come up with 2 3/4 along the top here so that we can shove up into the master bath. I'm going to be installing a couple outside hose bibs and tying the washroom in to the bathroom here. So all this is going to get done today. Well, today's the first good day that we've had this spring. It's above 60, so we're going to call it a night on the house. And we're going to throw a steak on the Traeger, and we're going to get a little fire going here. This will probably be the last night that we have with no mosquitoes, because I guarantee today is the day they're going to hatch. So we're gonna relax a little bit, have a fire.
Oh, goodness, Pays. Paisley.
Running good?
Yeah. Some brakes are...
No front brake?
Oh, man.
We didn't do it wrong, though.
There you go.
Little girl.
It's as big as the plate.
Well, I just got home from work. Miranda wasn't in the house, so figured she was taking the dogs for a walk, so I'm hiding on the side of the road here so I can scare her. Ah! Oakley smelled me. That scare you?
Yes.
What'd you say? You're gonna sleep good tonight?
I
That was a
said
good
to
walk?
To the dogs. But they were going to sleep because they're walking. They're not running anymore. And now you got him all excited.
Well, Aaron picked up a new 6x today. Bring you over here and show you it. There it is. It's a couple years old, low miles. Got a pretty good deal on it. Hopefully he'll be able to go moose hunting with us this year. And the good thing about the boys growing up is I can call them and ask for gas now. I didn't have any gas, and I told him if he brought me some gas for mine, I'd go for a ride with him. So we're gonna go for a little ride.
only made it back to the house. Mosquitoes were insanely bad, and we had no bug spray, so we weren't screwing around out there. But here's this machine. The difference between this one and that one is mine's a 24, his is a 21, right? 21?
I think it's a 20.
A 20? There's hardly no difference. I mean, they change headlights and stuff, but other than that, the plastics and everything are the same. His is a 650, mine is a 1000. We've always talked about buying a 650s, but when you go down and you buy a brand new one, it's hard to buy, spend $20,000 and not buy the 1000. But we think the 650 will do everything that we need it to do. You can see mine has a radiator relocate. We do that on all the 1000s because we had a lot of problems with the old 800s. When it's down there, you can't clean the radiators out when you get mud in them. But on the 650s, I think you can leave the radiator down there. I think it's going to build less heat, and I know it's going to burn a lot less fill. These new 1000s burn more than our 18s, like a half a gallon a day when we're moose hunting, which ends up being a lot when you got 4 machines in there. But anyways, I just got mine back from the dealer. Last year when we were moose hunting, if you guys watch that video, I had a little almost fire right under the seat here. The plastics caught on fire. And what they had said, they found was that my muffler packing blew out and it was lodged in here. Well, so they put a new muffler on it, replaced all the plastics, new seat. First thing I do whenever I buy a 6x is I cut this off right here. Well, they didn't cut it off, and I could smell plastic burning. It's melting my skid plate right there. So it's ridiculous how hot these things get. Anyways, I'm gonna cut it off, and I might buy the tuner so that we could dump a little more fuel in there to get the exhaust gas temp to cool down a little bit. We'll also have to do that on this one. It might not build as much heat, but if you ever catch a stump or whatever and you twist that and you kink it off while you're moose hunting, you're going to be cutting it off out there anyway. So normally we cut them like right in here. Anyways, that was a good night for a ride. I have the next 4 days off of work, so we're going to do some work on the house. It's graduation this week. Owen's graduating, and a bunch of other kids that Owen went to school with. So we're gonna do that this weekend and hopefully get some work done on the house and maybe another ride. We're out taking the dogs for their walk, drinking some coffee. And this right here is the back of our property. That power pole is. And house is way up there. But anyways, this is the power line that my son Aaron had to bring into his lot. His house is, or his shop is right here. And this is probably where Owen's gonna build. But anyways, this is how far back our lot goes. Some pretty nice ground back here. And the dogs like coming back here. It's something new that they haven't got to see since last fall. And it's officially croc season. Oh yeah? Well, Miranda's trying to get my feet wet. Well, yeah, I've got like a ½ inch of frickin' freeboard before it goes into the holes. Have you not been back here at all yet this year? No. Oh yeah, my feet are soaked. She's not gonna take a chance of getting wet. She's thirsty though. Well, I spent a couple hours in the house here earlier this morning, looking at the stairs, trying to come up with a plan for them. But it was just too nice of a day to be in there working. So with all the work we have out here, Owen and I, we just hauled 2 heaping truckloads of crap to the dump. We're pulling the pressure washer out so we could pressure wash all of our enclosed trailer, the piston bully, and the motorhome from our snow machine trip. Plus, we pulled out 1 boat already. We're going to get our other boat out. I still got some work to do to that guy. And I think right now I'm going to fire up the chainsaw for the first time since I hurt my arm and drop these dead trees here. That right there is why you don't pile soil too high up on these trees. I went higher than I should have, and they both died. So I'm gonna try to not cut too many trees down. Whenever I start this crap in the spring, I end up dropping tons of trees, and it turns into a lot of work. I'm just gonna try to do these 2 and 1 poplar tree in the front yard that I almost hit with my plow truck all the time. So that's gonna be the plan for the rest of the evening. We'll probably have a little fire later. Oh, that don't look mixed. You know if this is mixed for sure? It does not look mixed. That is not mixed.
How do you get it out of the saw?
Dump it.
Do we have oil to mix it?
I have oil, but I don't have any gas. I have to have Aaron bring his gas gun. does not look mixed.
It's 50 to 1.
Yeah. I did do that. I mixed it with that, and they don't look mixed. That smoke from the fire looked like it had oil in it. Close to that choke cherry.
Oh. When it burns down a little bit, we'll have to have them push it over.
Bring your blade up, or roll it back. Now go into it, so you're lifting. Now lift. Now I'll just cut it. Try to back drag the dirt away. So you can see all these logs were full of water. I would have never thought that would have been, I thought it just would have dried out, but I guess evidently they get full of water. But the reason why we cut them so small is we bought that new stove. It's over here. And the new stove requires 12-inch or less firewood. So that's it right there. I can't remember the details on it, but it is the one we picked up last fall. Came from Minnesota, if I remember right. But it was built in the 80s. It's a Tula Kiwi. And I think it's gonna be too small for the house. But the guy in town here that installs the newer ones thinks it's going to be big enough, so I think we're going to install it. And hopefully we're doing that here in the next month or two. Well, Owen got this smoothed up last night. We're gonna head in the house for a couple hours today. We're just gonna do some stuff that needs to happen. We're gonna throw some furring strips up in the bedroom, get it furred out, burn through all the lumber that we have here because I need to make a lumber run here in a couple days. But we got a barbecue tonight, or this afternoon, so only got a couple hours to work on it. So we'll not gonna get much done today. Well, this is what we were working on yesterday morning when I had enough with the stairs. You can see the stairs are right in front of our entryway, and we knew that when we built this house. This house needed to have a long set of stairs because of the height, and the entryway really wasn't in our plans to begin with. and which meant we would have had, this would have been a wall here, and our interior, our exterior door, our entry door would have been right here. And I did not want the stairs right by that door. I didn't want to be walking around shoes to go upstairs. So we put the entryway in here. Well, when we put the entryway in, it, you know, the stairs, this is just how it has to be this way. But what I was fighting is right now, there'll be a landing here and then they'll continue up. I have a 7 1/4 inch rise to right there. If I change the rise to 7 3/4, I can get rid of one step, and then it will be where that 2x4 is. So I'll have that much more of my entryway open. But 7 3/4 is the max that you want to go with a rise, and I don't think I want to do that. I think I'm going to do the 7 1/4. But anyways, I had to stop because I just kept going round and round in my head, and I was sitting here looking at it for way too long, not getting anything done. So that's where we're at with that. Hopefully I can make up my mind what we're going to do here, because I need to get these built. And what we're looking at right here, this is the masonry stove. That's how small that unit is. It weighs right at 3,000 pounds. It's 21 deep, 29.5 long, and it will be 5 feet tall. So just kind of doing a little layout here of what this will look like. Almost fire up my good saw, or grass saw. It'd be nice if one of them was straight, not even freaking close. Phew, that don't look level. It's not. What the heck?
When you cut, you're kind of...
Well, we just about got the bedroom and master bath furred out. What we'll be doing is, just like downstairs, we're going to be putting 1.5 inch foam in between the furring strips. You can see up there, I left a little gap on that top furring strip all the way around. And I left that gap there so that I can come around and I can fill in with foam. Because in my mind, that's going to be where my cold is going to be able to get in, is right where my top plate goes down to the rafter. Even though I sprayed foam up there, that's kind of where I think the spot's going to be. Then I also did the same thing down here on the floor. where my bottom plate would maybe let some cold air, and I'm gonna run a bead of foam along the bottom also. Probably overkill, but that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, well, I got Aaron over here. This has been a problem ever since I built the house. The water coming off the shop, we kept having an issue with it, even though I put a ton of ice and water shield between the shop roof and the house wall. I still had water getting in there while we were building last year. So we got the roof, the valley built, the roof all shingled and everything, and then this summer, I had water coming through the wall, or this spring, I had water dripping through the wall downstairs in the same place we were having issues last year. So I had Aaron crawl up here, and there was a bunch of ice up there. So I'm gonna see if I could get my butt through that hole. And I know why, I figured out why I had ice, but I'll see if I can get up there and get some video of it and fix the problem. Yeah. Okay, I'm up in here. This is the foam from when they filled in my rafters. This is the closed cell foam that they sprayed in here. And what happened was I had vapor barrier up in here, and you can see my wall that I built here is not to the rafter. The rafter's sitting a little higher than the wall. Well, the vapor barrier was sitting flush on top of these purlins right there. And you can see anywhere you see this foam, I sprayed that from the inside. So this was wide open, and there was air was able to get out of the house right here, right around. Anywhere you see orange foam, we're gonna find some big cracks up there, I guarantee it. But I was able to put my finger all the way through in a lot of spots. So any of the heat and moisture was coming up here, creating ice. And then this spring, it just all fell down, and we had a ton of water in here. So I'm gonna fill all these spots up, and yeah, should fix the problem. Are you coming up here?
No, I'm just gonna run.
If I get too much, I'm gonna have this all over me. I'm trying to get out. Okay, get up there. Okay, so here you can see it even better. Look at that. Could almost see all the way in there. And I sprayed what I could from in there. Right here, this is all foam that I sprayed from the inside. So yeah, this was my fault. It was the vapor barrier, the way I had the vapor barrier in and the way I had them come in and spray it. But at least I was able to figure out what the problem was. Oh yeah, that looks like a big hole gap right there. Yeah, I thought it was going to be around the logs right here, but you can see I had him put extra foam all around these logs to try to seal up around there, and it looks like that was done right and done good. I was hoping I never have to get back up here again. Yeah. Here's a good one right here. You can see how far back in that goes. No insulation right here at all. So I just put this guy in there and let her go.
Well, that's what it looks like now. I just laid a huge bead along the whole thing, and anywhere there was a huge gap, I just shoved her up in there and filled it up. I'm gonna get myself out of here. Well, I just got done cutting these guys out and getting them sanded down. So they're ready for rock now. This one over here looks pretty good. Got to come back up here with a different disc. This one keeps burning it, but I better get downstairs. We're doing Owen's graduation tonight, and Miranda needs help setting stuff up. So before I get in trouble, I need to get down there. Well, we're gonna end this video here. Owen and I, we pulled a lot of wire. We didn't get any of it on video, but we pulled some wire. We're probably 90% done on pulling wire, and we did not end up getting all the water lines dealt with, but we're probably an hour from being done with that. So I'm halfway through my night shift here. It's Memorial Day weekend coming up, so we just pulled the motorhome out, emptied the black tank. The boys getting everything pressure washed from our spring trip, getting all the salt off the trailer, which we should have done a month ago. But got all 3 6x loaded up in there, and we're gonna be taking off for Memorial Day weekend.